When was the last time you made a decision? Maybe. It's the one you made just a few moments ago, deciding whether you should listen to my talk or spend the next few minutes in a daydream. But let me ask you something. How many times have you known exactly what to do, yet chose not to do it anyways? When people talk about humanity losing direction, we're so quick to point at external factors: social media, artificial intelligence, public opinion. I did this because of that, and I did that because of this. We look at the world around us and say, that's the reason we're lost. But what if those things aren't? What if they are merely mirrors? And what does it mean to truly lose direction? Because external forces can't act if there isn't something already within us for them to influence. Good morning. My name is Angelique, and today I invite you to explore a different perspective on our loss in direction. That is, our inner chaos. Now, everyone has an internal world, and like the outside world, we have two norths. First, the fixed true north that is our minds, composed of our knowledge, understanding, morals, and values. It's the part of us that thinks rationally, understands consequences, and knows what matters. Second, the constantly changing magnetic north that drives our compasses, our hearts. It changes, reacts based on spur-of-the-moment feelings that are immediate and impulsive, much quicker than our slower rational thinking. And research shows that up to 95% of our decisions and behaviors are governed by these feelings. But the problem doesn't occur with their existence. The problem doesn't occur with their appearance, but rather when they become louder than our deeper values and understanding. This is the inner chaos that creates a gap between knowledge and action. Look at the way we speak about technology in our everyday lives. We say that technology is alienating us from our humanness, how AI is causing us to be overly reliant, how social media is shaping our views and ruining our attention spans, how devices are distracting us from things and people in our lives that matter. But the truth is, we're not becoming any less human. We've just begun to allow immediate feelings to govern our actions alone. Technology isn't the root cause. It didn't create our desire for comfort. It is simply a tool that amplified it. Because think about it. Are you really blaming the device in your hand when it's the responsibility of the hand that holds it? The issue is that immediate feelings persuade us to overlook long-term responsibility. Our minds know that we could be doing more productive things, but our feelings say, one more minute scrolling won't hurt. And so we listen. Not because we don't know what's right, not because we don't know what to do, but because what's comfortable now often feels easier than what is necessary. And this extends far beyond technology into the wider world around us. Take the climate crisis. In a 2024 global climate survey, nearly 2/3 of respondents believe that climate change is an issue that should be addressed immediately. But has that awareness translated into action? We know that climate change is an issue. We know that something needs to be done about it. But because of the human desire for immediate comfort, it creates a problem. Something as simple as throwing items in the right recycling bin is something we can't even do because we say, oh, I'm lazy to reach for the right recycling bin because what's one small bottle gonna do anyways? That neglect, because of our need for instant gratification and immediate satisfaction, cascades into habits that gradually pull us away from our values. In a phenomenon behavioral scientists refer to as delayed discounting, it refers to our tendency to devalue rewards as the wait time for it increases. With this, we place higher value and prioritize smaller rewards we receive immediately over larger rewards we have to wait a long time for. We deem convenience easier than change because we experience the comfort of our current choices now, even if it's costing us a more difficult future. In choosing what feels good today, we neglect our responsibilities for tomorrow. And while we're affecting the wider world around us, the same principle is reflected in our personal lives too. As for me, one of the strongest feelings that's always driven my compass is self-doubt. When I'd fail at something or when something went wrong, my mind knew that one setback didn't define me. My mind knew that challenges were temporary, that failure was a part of growth, and that I'd overcome things before, so why not now? But understanding and believing aren't always the same thing, because in those moments, my feelings spoke louder than my knowledge. Fear, uncertainty, disappointment. Those feelings, it felt so much easier to just drown in them and remain in that state that a direction that once seemed so clear became difficult to see. By choosing hopelessness and the comfort of staying where I was, I let my immediate feelings stop me from moving forward. So when talking about losing direction, it isn't just about making mistakes. It doesn't just mean going astray from your path because you're making the wrong decisions. It means becoming so consumed by immediate, impulsive feelings that we disconnect ourselves from our identity. We fail to acknowledge our morals, values, and the principles that should be guiding us. Staying in our comfort zones and doing what benefits us now, even when it's costing us a more difficult future, because the comfort of familiarity and the security of staying where we are is more appealing than a better path we know we should take. And on the surface, it may look as if you're just making a harmless decision without thinking. But when you reflect on its deeper implications, we're essentially prioritizing spur-of-the-moment feelings over our values and who we are as people. Now, all of the actions we do without thinking twice are time and time again, slowly but surely causing the bigger issues we see in today's world. We are so focused on what we want now, so focused on how we feel now, so focused on the compass in our hand that we forget to look at the destination we're bringing ourselves towards. The destination we're bringing our world towards. We know what should be done, but choose what feels easier, and our true north is right there. We just choose not to look at it. And the chaos in the world around us, it is merely a reflection of the chaos within ourselves. Because navigators could never read maps using a compass alone. They had to use their knowledge of true north and their compass magnetic north to find their way and get to their destination. That doesn't mean suppressing our feelings entirely. After all, a navigator that follows their compass blindly is just as lost as one that ignores it completely. The real solution is striking that inner balance. The way we treat our minds and hearts now is as if they're operating as two separate entities, when in fact, they exist as a single human body. These two norths were never meant to compete with one another. They were meant to work together. We need to establish that emotional sustainability and learn to feel without those feelings governing us. No suppression, no denial, but looking up at our true norths and using it in tandem with the compass in our hand to drive us to our destination, which is the future we're building. This phrase, small actions make a big difference. I'm sure we've heard this at least once, maybe even 100,000 times in our lifetimes. But today, let me propose a slightly different version. Small feelings make a big difference. Every action is driven by a feeling. Every decision is driven by a feeling. And what we feel in the moment can make or break something depending on how we react to it or how we control it. And every meaningful change begins when we decide to balance what we know and how we feel with how we respond to the situation. So the real challenge here is not trying to control the world around us, but simply to navigate the world within us first. It is learning to control our inner chaos and understand ourselves to bridge that gap between knowledge and action. And we're only human, after all. It is easy to get lost in the chaos within us. But remember, getting lost doesn't signify the end of the journey. It just teaches us how to navigate. It just teaches us how to truly find ourselves. And the goal isn't to silence our feelings, but to ensure they aren't the sole force determining our direction. Because when we learn to master that inner balance, that's when we find our way. And the path forward begins when we realize that everything we need is right in front of us. Our true north, our compass, and our destination. Thank you.